Hello, my name is Simon Bell and I am the Sales Call Expert. Welcome to my training video number 5.4 in the Sales Emotion program. Section 5 of the program deals with collaboration, and this theme is that it hardly matters what you say, what matters is how you say it. In this video, we will be analysing the sound of our sales calls and recognising the crucial timing of that sound in order to maximise the number of times we close a sale. Excuse me, I have a call coming in. Hello, Simon Bell speaking.
Hello Simon, this is Robot. Do you have a minute please?
Hello Robot, sure, how can I help you?
Thanks to you Simon, I have been making a lot of good sales calls recently, but I often put down the phone and think that I should have closed the sale based on what was said. But at the time, it just didn't sound right enough for me to ask for what I wanted. I don't suppose you can help with that, can you?
I'm just in the middle of making a training video, Robot. Can I call you back in a minute, please?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry to intrude. I look forward to hearing from you.
We are getting serious now. Robot has identified a very common problem when closing a sale, and the answer is transactional analysis. This is a theory devised by Eric Berne in the 1950s. Essentially, he recognized that we all have three fundamental ego states: parent, adult, and child. Now, don't confuse these with an attitude to life. We are not talking about your friend who is childish or your family member who is always the parent. No. We all have these characteristics which are represented by the sound of our voice. And this sound changes on a daily, hourly, minute-by-minute basis, even several times during a conversation. Understanding what is happening is the key to closing a good sales call. So let's see what Robot is sounding like.
Hello, Robot speaking.
Hello Robot, it's Simon Bell. Is this a good time to talk about how a good sales call should sound?
Of course, thanks for calling back.
Great. Can I ask you to pitch me about those pencils you are always trying to sell, please?
Yes, of course. Well, you know you should buy my pencils because one will inspire you to write a passionate love letter.
Great pitch, Robot, but you made it in an adult or logical sounding ego state. And that will only work if you are selling exactly what I'm looking for right now. It's how most people sell IT, and it's a low return approach. I think we need to understand a little more about transactional analysis before we carry on. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Eric Berne quite rightly recognized that while most conversations or transactions work because they are accepted, certain combinations of ego state do not work together. They feel wrong because they are crossed like an argument. And to be honest, that is what most people say sales calls feel like. However, we do have to cross a transaction at least once to persuade a potential customer to buy when they hadn't previously planned to. Think about this example. If a mother shouts upstairs for a teenager to turn down the music and the answer is shouted back, "Hold on, I just want to hear this one tune," that would feel right, wouldn't it? That is because the parent or directive sound is accepting the child or passionate sound. Now, what if that teenager instead came downstairs and replied, "Firstly, I would appreciate it if you didn't shout your requests at me. And secondly, it is important for me to listen to this genre of music at that volume." That would feel very wrong, wouldn't it? This is because the parent sounding directive does not accept or is crossed by the adult sounding logical, like Robot sounded earlier. What the theory says is that the parent accepts parent, adult accepts adult, child accepts child, plus parent accepts child, and vice versa. The fact that parent does not accept adult and adult does not accept child is the powerful tool or sound we use to close a sale. Are you with me, Robot?
This is a little like Edwin Hubble discovering other galaxies.
Haha, I suppose it is, because there is a lot more to this sound of success. If we assume that the potential customer doesn't want to buy what we are selling at the start of a sales call because of their 5 to 9 conscious thoughts from my training video number 2.3, we initially need the conversation to be accepted so we can pitch. And because the potential customer is answering the phone, he, she is in charge and naturally takes a parent ego state. So initially we mirror their ego state and ask for permission to pitch. Once we have permission, we usually adopt a child ego state, pitch in audience-specific language and build rapport. And as you may know, building a rapport is covered by my training video number 3.5. When we think we have enough information to make a credible offer, we take a risk and ask for what we want in an adult ego state. It is here that we are crossing the transaction. This is the risk we take during the call, and it is the scary part of telephone sales, or the exciting bit, depending on how you want to label it. By the way, the willingness to take this risk is the difference between a good telephone sales advisor and a great telephone sales consultant. So, ideally the potential customer accepts our transaction as an adult and we agree how to meet, sign up and/or pay. But if our transaction as an adult is not accepted and the potential customer stays in a parent ego state, what do you think we should do, Robot?
Well, I don't want to leave the transaction crossed, so I expect I should move back to a child ego state.
Yes, great work, Robot. If the potential customer isn't willing to accept our cross of the transaction, we change back to a child ego state and continue to build rapport, usually by agreeing when to call back and why. Now, you may remember that there are 3 stages to building rapport, and the potential customer may respond positively enough for you to make a credible offer after only your pitch or one rapport building question. If so, take a risk and ask for what you want in an adult ego state right then. But if your transaction is not accepted, what do we do, Robot?
Move back to a child ego state.
Exactly, and continue building rapport. This is my famous theory of emotional engagement. So there you have it. That is how to close a sale. What do you think, Robot?
I think I still have a lot to learn.
Oh sure, but striving for perfection will take your lifetime, and I think you are good enough to get out there and make some great sales calls. But before I go, here's a little exercise for you. Actually, it's a game if you can get others to join in too. Imagine you are turning up to a house party and there are 3 specific groups of people you want to join. Firstly, the young girls, gossiping about their boyfriends. How would you sound when you communicate with them? Then join the young men, swapping opinions about sports. How will you sound? And lastly, go and join the adults, debating politics. How will you sound? You only need 4 people, 3 to act as the group and 1 to join in. My name is Simon Bell and I am the Sales Call Expert. You will see that the screen has listed the main points of learning from this conversation. If you now press the print screen button on your computer, you can copy this list to another program like Microsoft Word and print them for your future use. I thank you for taking the time to pay attention to these important facts, because together we can develop a profession that holds emotionally enriched customers as its primary concern and therefore make a lot more money.